Many thanks for choosing us. The Old Vandals Association has described the decision by management of University of Ghana to evict continuing students from their residency as killing a mosquito with a sledgehammer. The Old Vandals massed up today on campus solidarizing with the current students against what they call victimization by school management to expel them from the traditional halls. President of the association spoke with JoyNews' James Aveji.
This is like killing an ant with a sledgehammer. This is way over the top. They are installing cameras all over the campus. And if they can do that and find out whatever is happening on campus, why do they need to go beyond that and make poor students who can hardly afford the 1,500 they're paying now? Listen, I mean, where's the justice in this? Somebody has come to the university first year expecting to complete 4 years course. Yeah? The family have done all they can to pull together the 1,500 a year. Even that, some of them pay by installments. So now you're telling that person midway through their course that you're going to move them to a residence where they're going to pay 4 times what they are paying now. More or less, you're telling them, sorry, you can't carry on with your course because you don't have money. They cannot afford it. They cannot afford it. And it's against natural justice to, pull somebody out of school just because you denied him the legitimate expectation that he's going to be in the hall for 4 years paying the public rate, the government rates.
Okay. So in the face of all of this, what exactly are you asking the school management to do?
We are asking them to rescind that decision. I'm not even talking about the hall master and that one we're fighting in court, and we are fighting this also in court. But we are asking them to think about that decision to make the students non-residential in public halls. So we are fighting it in court, but it will be easier and it will be less messy if they just think about what they've done, see where they've gone wrong, and restore the status quo.
Okay, so that's exactly what they want. They just want the school management to rescind the decision to expel the continuing student from the Commonwealth Hall as well as the Mensa Sabah Hall. That's the demands of the Old Vandals this morning as they converge on the University of Ghana campus. Aisha, so that's exactly what they are demanding.
James Aveji. So, Old Vandal speaking with James Aveji, my colleague. President of Rice Producers Association, Aneje Aye, has welcomed partnership between just one group of companies and Thailand to establish rice farms across Ghana. He says the partnership could bring a lot of relief to the country.
In the rice sector in Ghana, why will you say no to such a project? I've had a conversation with the Just One group, and to be honest with you, my concerns are limited now because we haven't gotten the details yet. But with what he is saying now, he's just going to enhance the current programs that we have in Ghana. This is a very huge undertaking. And the only thing we can say is to support. If I have my doubts or if I have anything, I'm just going to keep it to myself because you need to give everybody an opportunity and a chance to sell their ideas. So why should I have a position of creating doubt and raising some red flags? And I have no reason to do that. We, the farmers, I'm a farmer myself. I farm cocoa and rice. And currently, from what the gentleman has presented, we are supportive of such a program.
Let's look at the deficit we have in terms of rice production and what difference this could make.
Yes, if you look at the deficit, I live along the Tema motorway, sometimes in the morning when I'm getting to town and I see articulated trucks of rice heading from the port to the warehouses in Ghana. To be honest with you, I get a little bit sad and a little frustrated. I'm always looking at when that trend will change so that we can also be exporting. If you look at the deficit that we have currently, it's huge. So if somebody has an idea to curtail or stop gradually the importation of rice, I think we need to support it.
There are already concerns that the Thai people with whom we're having this partnership may have an upper hand, and for that matter, may benefit more than us. I know you haven't seen the contract yet or the MOU yet, but what do you think?
Who are the 5 people you are talking about?
The Thailand, I mean, those from Thailand.
Oh, the Thai. Okay. I didn't hear you well.
Yes.
How are they going to have an upper hand? From the information that we have, they are here to work with our farmers and our millers. I don't know anything behind what I have just said. What I am going to wait is to see the detail. When they start working and we see that there's something that we need to correct or advise or talk about, we will do that. But currently, why should I have any doubt? Because the gentleman hasn't brought his detailed program to us as yet. So let's wait and see what he has. But initially, if you're a rice farmer and you are in the industry like I am, such a move is a good one.
Meanwhile, former Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Nana Juma Odum, believes the partnership will favor the Thais rather than Ghanaians. As far as this partnership is concerned?
Well,
I think Nanaya is there. He knows that ECOWAS has started a program, which program ECOWAS is targeting that all the West African countries will win themselves out of importation of rice. That is number one. Number two, we all saw what happened, the challenges that we went through when there was COVID, and challenges that we have gone through under Ukraine, and the challenges that we are going through in the dollar escalation. So that if local people have been able to sustain and come to a level that Bank of Ghana have been able to say that we are not going to support importation of rice, then one would think that we will take this advantage to develop our local partners to a level that we think must go. Nigeria have done it. They didn't go to import people. Let us also even go into our history. We were here when the Malaysians came here with their group to come and learn how to do oil power. They didn't troop our people over there. They came to do study here and then send the technology there. And now they are doing amazing things with oil power. We were here when, in Nkrumah's time, we had VACO. And VACO now is sitting there like a white elephant. So my view, my candid opinion, is that as Nanaya himself is saying, we have potential people here. Why don't we look inside here so that we will have a homegrown solution? Because I am afraid Thailand people who are coming, don't forget, Nigeria and Ghana were importing from them. So as they are coming here, if per chance or per any other thing, they don't help us, but rather derail us so that we will go back to them to import. That is my fear and my worry. Because opportunities of this nature come but once. And Kwame Nkrumah said when he was quoting Shakespeare, there comes a moment in one's time, very difficult to discern, but very fatal to let it slip. Ghana is having a moment of rice development. And then if we are not careful and we miss it, we are going to be in the downroad. That is really my challenge with the project. Zoom Lion, fantastic. He is a businessman. He is not much into the rice industry. Has Zoom Lion looked for people in Ghana? Have Zoom Lion looked for people in Ghana who could help him? Because the Thais, they are just like us. When I was in Nigeria, I visited Thailand. They don't have the land that we have. They don't have that land. They don't have that luxury. We have a luxury. And now here, he knows it. Central region alone can produce all the rice that we need. And currently, we've started a Korea thing. They brought only few people to help Central region to develop their rice industry. So my challenge and my fear that people will come in, do it, and at the end of the day, the repatriation of profit alone can put so much pressure on our local, our local currency. That is my fear. And I believe now we have what it takes to do it. We have a lot of research people. The other day, Nanaya himself is aware. Professor Hans Edu, they are all there. They are ready at Academy of Arts and Science.
But what's our strength in rice production in our current situation? Let's see these pointers for more. So you can see that Ghana spends an estimated total of 6.874 billion on the importation of rice between 2017 and 2020. In 2020 alone, Ghana imported $391 million worth of rice, with rice being the third highest imported good, only behind petroleum products and cars. This is equivalent to 950,000 tons of rice. Now, there's also the bit about local rice production, which is in the range of 302,000 metric tons and 987,000 metric tons. Now, if you look at the total rice consumption in 2020, it amounted to about 1,450,000 metric tons, which is equivalent to per capita consumption of about 45.0 kilogram per annum. That's not all. The government has a goal of making Ghana a self-sufficient rice-producing country in 2024 by ensuring the sustainability and the comprehensive development of the rice crop. Away from rice production, if you're traveling into Ghana from China, then be prepared to present a valid negative COVID-19 PCR test result before being allowed into the country. That's according to the Ghana Airports Company, as it tightens measures to reduce the spread of COVID-19 virus. This was contained in a statement released earlier on new guidelines to be implemented at the Kotoka International Airport. Now, let's look at excerpts of that statement that was released by the Ghana Airport Company. It will be right on your screens. We'll look at, it says that this is an update of COVID-19 guidelines, and it's talking about persons arriving in Ghana who are fully vaccinated, who will be exempted from any form of testing done either prior to boarding from originating country or an arrival in Ghana, except passengers originating their journey from China. It's also talking about passengers originating their journey from China who will be required to present a valid negative COVID-19 PCR test result 48 hours prior to departure from originating country. Such passengers undergo mandatory COVID testing on arrival at the Kotoka International Airport at no cost. Now, it says all other passengers originating their journey from elsewhere other than China who are partially vaccinated or unvaccinated will be required to present a valid negative COVID-19 PCR test result 48 hours prior to departure from originating countries. Airlines that bring passengers to Kotoka International Airport who are not fully vaccinated or passengers originating their journey from China without a valid negative COVID-19 PCR test 48 hours prior to departure would be surcharged $3,500. And it says passengers transiting and transferring through Kotoka International Airport will be required to fully adhere to COVID-19 testing requirements at the destination countries. Children less than 18 years of age are exempt from mandatory vaccination, pre-departure 2 PCR testing and testing on arrival in Ghana. Passengers who arrive under emergency circumstances such as diverted flights will not be required to undergo testing if they do not leave the airport or remain in isolation in their hotels. Those are the exemptions. And in terms of wearing of nose mask, it says that it is recommended in all airport terminals and auxiliary buildings. Meanwhile, a member of the Health Committee of Parliament, Charles Agbeve, has applauded the Ghana Airport Company for the swift action it has implemented.
This strike, pandemic strike, it doesn't know diplomacy. Let me just go to layman's street language. What does diplomacy got to do with the pandemic spreading into your country? We are not in the position to allow our economy to go into the kind of crisis we've been into. We cannot afford it. Listen, look, I'm happy and extremely happy the Ghana Health Service has been very proactive in taking this decision. I was talking to Dr. Bequin, the Public Health Director at the Ghana Health Service. He and the DG, the Director General, are at the airport today. Today, second. They are there making sure that what you just read as the new policy guidelines or directives to passengers are being implemented fully. And what I'm even more excited about is something we've all been talking about, that the Ghana Health Service should take over the testing of passengers at the Ghana airports. Gradually, they are moving towards that direction. And that is why it is free. So I'm very excited that these particular proactive measures have been put in place because listen, what is happening in China, when you monitor, almost all countries are actually asking passengers coming from China, before you enter, you must do the testing or you will quarantine. I've seen Australia pass that policy statement. I've seen the European Union, even before Sweden takes over the European Union presidency, is tabling something on that already. And so it's become an international issue. And so Ghana cannot take the chances.
Earlier, some Ghanaians who spoke to JoyNews pleaded with the government to put in place measures to prevent the virus from springing up in the nation after China lifted all restrictions related to COVID-19.
What I think is the government should be able to track all those that are gone outside to import goods. You should be able to track them. Those going to China, those going to other countries. So whilst he's tracking them, the countries that the sickness or the virus is prone to, he should try as much as possible and put them in control. And when they are back, they should still quarantine those people. You should really track them. If the government doesn't have a system that is tracking people that have gone outside to import goods, then I don't think the government is doing a better job. So that's what I think they should do, so that all these people will be in check. Then they don't continue spreading the virus in Ghana.
Okay, well, what I can say is that since there's COVID-19 in the system again, the government have to do restriction like the nose mask have it compulsory once again, and the vaccination at the airport have the retake again. So anyone coming from China, if goes, they have to go through the protocol and the way it will already be done at the airport. So the government have to do a lot of restriction, like nose mask have to be compulsory once again, and at the airport, and everyone have to be vaccinated in and out. So that's what I can say about it. Thank you very much.
People going from China to go and get us some goods, I think the COVID-19 need to be prevented even before coming to Ghana. If they need to be secure themselves over there, if even it has to take the government more times to even quarantine them. Say you have to do that because we don't need it again here. It's over and over in Africa with the quarantine and with COVID. We are over, so we don't need them. When they are coming, We are praying that the government should make sure it will prevent them and quarantine them for some time. We don't need it here again. We have already given quarantine a bye-bye. We don't need it in Ghana. So we are begging them, we are appealing to the government to take good care of those who that they are coming from the outside, those that are coming from China. Government need to secure them, quarantine them, make sure they are okay before coming to even the Agus. The government need to take care of it before.
Okay. So as we all know, these days, how the corona has once again lifted at the China. Ghanaians, what we have to do, or what the government have to do to prevent this very corona issue, because when it came, everybody suffered, especially Ghana. We suffered a lot, and it's still, we all know, we've still even not recovered from the hardship and a whole lot of things we went through. So since this thing has started again in China, the best thing for me, government have to do, if possible, the goods that the traders have been going to bring from China, if the government can do anything, especially bringing it for them, so that they will not go there and contact the sickness. So it will be better. And if people still, because I know Ghanaians, a lot of people too, still, they will insist, they wanted to go by themselves. So if they are going to, they need to take the measures serious, like to be prevented. So they should be very careful in extra by putting on their noses, washing their hands as we used to do before.
In the Bono East region, the Regional Director of Health Services, Dr. Fred Adomako Boateng, has called for concerted efforts to be taken to ensure that people in the region accept the COVID-19 vaccines. With the region having a case fatality much higher than the national average, and with the recent spikes in the number of new cases across the globe, Dr. Fred Adomako Boateng notes that the Regional Directorate's New Year focus will have to be at least 75% of the population receiving the vaccines, and Asabit has more.
The rates of COVID-19 in hospitals, both in patients admitted because of the disease and those who tested positive after being admitted, indicate the severity of a COVID wave in major countries across the world. And as health authorities are working towards managing the surge capacity, authorities here in the Bono East region are concerned about the number of persons across the region who are yet to receive the COVID-19 vaccines. Regional Director of Health Services, Dr. Fred Adomako Boateng, disclosed that the region's case fatality, which is higher than the national average, is enough for health authorities to be worried about, with a new trend across the globe.
If you look at the figures for Bono East, cumulatively, we recorded total of 3,145. And out of this, 76 of them died, giving us a case fatality of 2.3. If you look at the case fatality rate for Bono East, it's higher than that of the national figure. In fact, if you compare the case fatality rate for Bono East to that of Ashanti region and Greater Accra, it's about 6 times. So though you see a lot of cases in Ashanti and Greater Accra, the effect is much seen in terms of the percentage of those who are dying in Bono East. That is the picture that we are having in Bono East.
A breakdown in the number of cases recorded in terms of age group also revealed that those above the ages of 50 are more at risk in terms of the region's case fatality.
The worrying aspect of this is if you break down the cases in terms of who is suffering more. If you look at the age group for 20, 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, they are making up to about 90% of the cases of people who are being infected with COVID-19. But then if you look at the people who are really dying from COVID-19, you see that it's those who are 50 to 90 and 60 to 69. They don't even make up to 10% of the cases of COVID-19, but they are dying. Then it means that there is a way that, as a region, there is something that we should do to protect these elderly, these people with comorbid issues.
Dr. Fred Adomako Boateng further noted, as we start the year 2023, the region's focus is for it to work towards vaccinating a large percentage of its population.
If you look at the vaccine coverage for Bono East, so far It's only about 55% of people who have gotten only one dose, and about 42% who have gotten 2 or fully vaccinated. It means that we are not protecting the vulnerable enough. So for Bono East, looking at our trajectory and where we are, it means that from 20 to 50, those of us who have not even gone for one, please kindly do that. And those of us who have gotten one and are yet to get our second and booster, we have to do. Because until we do that, then it means that we are putting the vulnerable population at risk of the disease. So if there is anything that Bono should do for 2023, please get your COVID vaccines. Get your COVID vaccines.
Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Kintampo.
In the Ashanti region, the Bantamahene Bafo Wusu Amankwetia, the Sith, has vowed to lead the mobilization of chiefs for the development of the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi, if the KMA fails to do so. Bafo blames the KMA for the rampant mounting of kiosks and containers and allowing congestion at the city center, which he says is turning the once flourishing garden city into a village. Sharing his New Year message, Bafo Wusu Amankwetia, the Sith, pointed out the city has become ungovernable, with perpetrators going scot-free.
Kumasi Metro houses a population of 3.63 million as at the end of 2022. The city is the largest in Ghana after the capital city Accra. The Kumasi city was referred to as the Garden City due to its green area cover and brilliant settlement layout. Underdevelopment emanating from issues of decongestion, open space fill, street markets, and uncompleted government projects are eroding the said legacy of the city. According to the Bantamahene, Bafo Owusu Amankwetia the Sith, people with political authority have ignored calls for development of the city.
I had the opportunity to put this issue before the regional minister when he addressed the regional house. In fact, I told him that everywhere you go, you see these container structures. People are working on the streets, people are selling on the streets, cars are loading on the streets. Meanwhile, you go to some markets, these markets are empty. Pavements, are taken over by kiosks, these containers. And it's made Kumasi look like a village. What is happening at the moment is seriously an eyesore, to the extent that you see people selling tomatoes in front of Kompanoche Hospital. We have nobody to blame other than the KMA and then its assembly members. We know that the assembly members, they take money from people to put up these structures. This is a fact. They can deny it, but it's a fact. It's not anywhere that you can have these structures and do what you want. There are laws, there are regulations governing this city that must be adhered to in a strict sense. That is, you can't put up, these structures at unauthorized places. And this is what I believe the KMA should set itself up to do. We really want, a KMA that would be able to decongest the city of all these unauthorized dealings that are going on. That is the KMA that we want. We in Anano, we don't have the political, power. In spite of the fact that the city belongs to us, the land belongs to us. But the political power is with the KMA. Come 2023, if they fail to do it, Nanano, we are going to take it upon ourselves to make sure Kumasi is clean. That one we have told them, and we are going to do it.
Residents in Anyanyui in the Anglo constituency of the Volta region had to travel several kilometers to adjoining communities for common diseases like malaria. This was because the only health center in the community did not have a functioning laboratory. MP for the area, Richard Kwame Sefe, has now equipped the lab and is now up running, but the community wants more. Kukwa Santena reports.
In bigger cities like Accra, Kumasi and Takoradi, people can walk into pharmacies, purchase a test kit, and within minutes know what exactly is wrong with them on their own. The story is not the same for residents in Anyanyui in the Anglo constituency in the Volta region. For so many years, they had to travel several kilometers to adjoining communities to undergo simple tests to diagnose diseases like malaria. This was due to the fact that the community health center lacked a functional health laboratory. Christian is a physician assistant at the Anyanui Health Center.
Compare the cases to either Atoko, Angologa, or as far as Keta, for them to get very simple tests done. Other than that, then anyone who needs such laboratory care must be referred to Keta. We were struggling until the Honorable MP for Anglo constituency came in to support us with some of the things that we need. Yeah, so majority of the things came from him. We got a little from the Health Directorate, and then the community also supported in their small way.
Courtesy MP for the area, Richard Kwame Sefe, this has now been fixed, and the facility has a laboratory that is up and running.
You know, the area is poverty endemic area, so coming to clinic and you have to take transport, go to either Keta or Atoko, is additional cost. As a result, I decided to intervene by supplying some of the equipment and tools needed to equip the lab. So far, that is how we have run. Though the lab is not fully equipped, it's left with the chemistry and blood analyzer, which we are appealing to individuals and benevolent society and even the indigenes from the area to support us, because it cannot be done by my good self alone. If any of them feel interest in that, they could talk to the PA who is in charge, and you will be able to tell them what is needed. We are informed that there are some challenges with the microscope too. I don't think that costs so much. Anybody could come to our aid so that we procure a new one.
The Liberation Circle, Dankwa Circle, and other principal streets of Accra have become the ultimate photo studio for families as they pose by lights used to beautify the city for the festive season. Some of the parents who have been speaking to JoyNews say they want to create long-lasting memories for their children whilst not also missing out on the celebrations. Maxwell Agbagba has more.
Hashtag Light Up the City has become a significant part of the Christmas celebrations here in Ghana. Many families, loved ones, church mates, work colleagues all troop here at night to take beautiful pictures and capture the moments. This beautiful 2023 sign welcomes patrons here to the Liberation Circle, the principal streets, and many other major landmarks here in the capital are not left out of these beautiful decorations.
There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on Osu Oxford Street. Many people are gathered at the Dankwa Circle taking their first 2023 pictures. Here, I've met the Ejakuns. Edward Ejakun is behind the camera as his wife, Comfort, and two children, Edna and Edward, pose for a picture in what looks like a pumpkin designed with lights. He says his children love the lights.
When the kids saw this place, they were fascinated about the colors, about the lightning. So they wanted to take a few pictures. So we decided to stop by a park for them to take a picture. And you can see they are happy about the pictures we are taking. Yeah. It's been nice seeing them all over, and we encourage the city to do more. Actually, we used to be in Kumasi actually, and we didn't see much of this. And the ones in Accra are really beautiful. So we'd love for them to replicate it, everywhere.
Edna, how are you?
I'm fine.
Oh, tell me, do you like it here? Do you like the lights here?
Yes, please.
Eddie Ejakun's son, Edward, says he loves the light and will want to come back with his friends. His mother, Comfort, wants other regions to also feel the joy the lights evoke in the people of Accra.
The lights and everything.
And everything.
Just like my husband said earlier, we wish they could replicate this in the other regions and probably do more, okay, as the years go by. It shouldn't be only Christmas that we see these things around, especially with the children. they always love to be in places like this. So if they could put up things like this once in a while before Christmas, I'm sure the kids will enjoy it. And we, the parents, to appreciate it. Yeah.
It is not just families using the Dankwa Circle and the Liberation Circle as a photo studio, but lovers too. Here I've met Dami and her boyfriend Henry Osei taking selfies by one of the lights. He says the decorations with the light bring out the festive season and wants it replicated in other regions.
Yeah, it's actually beautiful, like the lightning, the colors. It brings that festive spirit, the Christmas spirit, you know. It makes you feel like, yeah, this is like the heart. Yeah, this is the heart. You know, Osu is actually the heart of entertainment. Yeah. Yeah, because I work here, I'm a DJ also. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, Osu is actually the heart of entertainment. So having this here, it brings like more life and light to the city. Yeah.
We'll take a break on Joy News today. We'll be back with business.
Today with me, Pius Kojubaka. To our very first story, more oil marketing firms are expected to adjust prices of petroleum products at the pumps from today. The move is coming after market leader Goil reduced the price of diesel and petrol by 8% per litre. Here is more in the following report.
For many people that are following the fuel marketing space, it will rather be by what margin will the other major oil companies adjust prices rather than just any reduction that they would be looking out for. Some have described the review by market leader Goil as significant, while others have also questioned the move, insisting that it's not enough. Looking at the fact that the adjustment in prices lately is not just about complying with a 2-week review, but also competition, many will be looking to see how Shell, Total and Allied will also review prices at the pumps. These adjustments have been very competitive in recent times, following reports that consumption have been dropping in the last quarter of 2022 as a result of the recent sharp adjustment in prices of petroleum products.
Now, the Bank of Ghana is stepping up support for commercial banks as it moves to deal with dollar demand for businesses. This is what we have picked up from some bank treasurers. There is more in the following Business Desk report.
The support is coming after what some have described little activity on the market in terms of Bank of Ghana supply to the market. The action by the regulator is coming at a time that dollar demand has increased significantly, driven largely by demand coming from businesses. It is not clear for now what has fueled this pickup that has slowed the substantial gains that had been recorded over the past 3 weeks. Some have argued that if the Bank of Ghana should step up its dollar support for the markets, then the current pressure that we are witnessing could be brought under control. Others have also argued that with Ghana expected to reach an IMF deal with a board approval in the first quarter of 2023, analysts are projecting that the Ghana cedi could strengthen further, again in value to the US dollar.
And there will be more news later, business news at 1 when I come your way with the marketplace. I am Pius Kojubaka. Sports is next.
Let's do sports here on JoyNews today with me, Muftau Nabila Abdullah, former General Secretary of the Confederation of African Football. Anthony Bafo has ruled himself out of this year's GFA presidential elections, despite efforts from people within the football industry to have him contest
incumbent Kurt Okereke for the topmost position in the football governing body. Tony Bafo, as he is affectionately called, says he has not, God has not spoken to him yet.
I am very content with my life. I do what I like to do. I am busy, I'm occupied, and for now, it has never come.
Is this something you don't want to do?
My mind. I don't know. For now, the drive is not there. I still have unfinished business with the Professional Football Association of Ghana.
I'll come to that.
You know, and for now, my mind is not there. You know, I have to be honest to you. A lot of people call me and want to push me, but for now, I don't know what I'm going to say tomorrow or tomorrow next. But for now, I'm happy with my life. You know, as simple as that.
I remember speaking to Kwesi Ntechi on this very show, where he said that when he was at Garka, because of his legal background, he was offering support to clubs, to players, and all that. And they felt if he was elevated, he could be of a good help to them. You set up PFAG, you've contributed massively to many footballers. The GFA is at the heart of football in Ghana. And if footballers' interest is the prime of PFAG, why not consider rising to the top there and say, come on, we are now in charge. And in fact, Samuel Eto'o, whom you mentioned earlier, is now the president of Cameroon Football Federation. Drogba tried, he was not successful. Many former footballers are considering. Why is Tony not looking at it?
I told you that for now it's not on my mind, and I'm happy with my life. Samuel Eto'o had this ambition.
Yes.
He succeeded. Didier had this ambition. He didn't succeed now, but we don't know what will happen years later.
Yes.
Kalusha was there. That doesn't mean Anthony Bafo also
will be there.
Will be there or has to do it. You know. So I tell you, for me, God talks to me. When I pray, I get answers. And for now, God has not spoken to me about all these things.
News, and that's how we also wrap the bulletin this afternoon. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com. There's updates of all the developing stories. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.